ones, it's Bernadette. I'm here with your Pick a Card Tarot reading for Thursday, March 18th, 2021. Did you survive St. Patty's Day? I sure hope so, because today's message and what I was told is the theme for the week leading up to the Sunday ceremony is nothing short of divine, and I'll get to that in a second. So just want to make a quick shout out. Please, please, please. My Kickstarter begins for the new book on April 1st. It runs April 1st through April 30th, but those initial pledges, the initial support of the new book, Spirit, Totem, and Power Animals, the complete guide to animals, or the complete book of spirit animal guides, is the most comprehensive work out there. You'll have a 700-page full-color book, 300 in-depth descriptions of spirit, totem, and power animals, the prayers that go along with them, how to work with their magic, their mystery, their medicine. You won't find anything else out there like it. And if we reach, which I know that we will, the stretch goals, the financial stretch goals, then it unlocks the financial ability for me to print also 2 books that will go along with it, which will be, we're putting them together right now, a domestic cats guide and a domestic dogs guide, which has 35 cats in one volume and 35 dogs in another volume. So in total, you can get 370 spirit animal guides that you can just get in deeper relationship with them. It's amazing. And there's a lot of other fun perks that go along with it. So I will have the link hopefully in just a couple of days. Kickstarter will send me my link and I can share it in the comments below. And also want to do a shout out. I'm so grateful to everybody who's joining gatheringofmystics.com, which is my forums. You guys are just coming in 90 to nothing, and I love it because the conversations are fantastic and the support, and everybody's learning and everybody's growing. It's amazing. So if you haven't gotten over to gatheringofmystics.com, get on over there and let's go ahead and get the reading started, because there is craziness going on, but such deeply spiritual craziness going on that you might see that the readings for the rest of the week will be not that all readings that I do are not serious. They're truly, truly serious. The messages are absolutely meant for everybody's, best. But when you start talking the G word, God or the divine, there tends to be a bit of a reverence that can take over. And I'm just really feeling that this week, leading up to the Sunday ceremony, the guided meditation for the Sunday ceremony. I don't have the exact details worked out, but as it's coming to me, because I'm seeing a vision of the animals that, the theme of the animals coming for this week, although I don't know which animals they'll be, it's going to be about a guided meditation to truly tap into the divine, to truly connect with the God source, with the universe, with the all that is, whatever you call it, and so that you can get really, really strong at downloading messages from spirit. So one of the ways that I know that is this is the card that's come out for you guys today. It's the White Buffalo. And how that correlates to anything and a theme, if you remember yesterday, it was all about the quail. Well, the quail have those little things on the top of their head. And even though yesterday's reading was about culture, right? It was about, are you being underestimated? Soldier up. I think the culture, it was about culture, the culture you think it is. You got to be open to other cultures, and that's going to be very important to you. Well, buffalo is a horned animal. And anytime you're talking about a horned animal, you're talking about antennas that connect you more deeply, yes, but also the downloads can be a lot more clear. So you can have a lot more clear communication when you are working with the medicine and the energy of a horned animal. But also on them, they all have this little like kind of mohawky kind of looking thing. And that, it just, when I was meditating this morning on the reading, I just really saw like the little hoopties, the feathers on top of the quail, just kind of superimpose over that. And I just, my crown chakra just started buzzing, and it felt thick and heavy, not in a negative way, but like it was getting full. And then I just kind of watched a it was almost like a stream, like a river. It just kind of flowed out of me, and I watched it in my mind's eye just keep flowing forward. And then I saw other white animals, and I just, all the ones that weren't white, I just kept seeing they were animals with the things on their head, and I'm like, huh, okay, I get it. And so just so you know, there's a theme going on this week. I believe we'll know when the next animal comes out tomorrow for sure. That it's really a call for you to tap into the divine, and you might even be considering: do you believe in God? Do you believe in any kind of supreme being, or supreme being meaning, there are those of us that believe that we're all God, that we're all an aspect of God. So the collective is God, or source, or the universal all that is, or there are about a jillion D names for it, right? And, I study the science of metaphysics quite a bit. And there was a time, really just recently, where I had kind of lost the feeling or the emotion of being in tune with just a bigger energy source. I just was like, well, it's science, right? And I didn't like the feeling of that. It just didn't sit with me. It didn't resonate with me. And I couldn't figure out what the disconnect was, because I knew what I felt, I knew what I wanted to feel, but I also know what I know as regards the science of all of this. But as much as I can know, right? I'm not a scientist, but I follow the studies of this. People that write the white papers on this, and they do the scientific studies of mediumship, of psychic work, of tarot, of all of that kind of thing. Even, crystals and setting intentions. Dr. Dean Radin did an experiment some time ago, and it was about intentional chocolate. And they had like this triple blind study where they had one group of people not do anything over some chocolate, and another group of really experienced meditators meditate and put intentions into the chocolate. And then they used a completely different group to taste the chocolate. And they were able to prove that the people that ate the intentional chocolate experienced more elevated feelings, more a greater sense of hope, a greater sense of peace. And so, that kind of lends over into Dr. Masaru Emoto with the work that he did with water, right? And so finally what I realized, what I was told from sources, yes, it's science, but that doesn't mean that there's not a source. They don't have to be completely separate, and they don't have to be one is one and one is the other. It can all exist and all be the same. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And so when I opened back up to the belief of spirit, which I believe that belief puts you, it changes you chemically, what it does to your body. Just like fear will change your chemicals, just like happiness will change your chemicals, just like sadness will change your chemical balance in your body. I believe that it puts you in a more meditative state, a more peaceful state, and that changes so much in your body, right? Okay, so where all of this is leading is there's something going on in the collective. As much prayerful as you may be, as much that you do your very best to live a conscious life, a woke life, or whatever your spiritual ascension process is, whatever spiritual awakening you're going through. This week is a real call for you to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and it won't feel heavy. It will feel beautiful. That's just the word I can say, is beautiful. So let's talk for a second about the White Buffalo, which is the Ace of Pentacles in the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, which is the deck that I read from. It's my own award-winning Arcanimal Spirit. Y'all, I'm losing my words because I am so frantic to get this message out to y'all today, because it's just so, it's just filling my heart up for y'all. It's just, my heart is so full. So blah, blah, blah about my deck, right? Okay. So when you take a look at the Ace of Pentacles and you take a look at the traditional tarot card meanings of the Ace of Pentacles, it really is what it looks like. It is, the hand of God is coming out of the sky to hand you a pentacle. It's handing you all the wealth and abundance you could ever possibly want. However, when you take a look at the pentacles and it sits on a cupped palm, that means that it's that abundance, that wealth, that good luck is freely available to everybody. It's just simply handing it to you and saying, here, take it. So that's a call that if someone wants to help you, take it. If someone wants to give you a compliment, take it. If somebody wants to, don't, oh, no, that's too much. It's too this, it's too that. I just had that recently with someone that I love with all my heart. And they just, they actually, that's happened 3 or 4 times this week where I went to do something for somebody and they're no. And at first I was like, quit. But then I just did the same thing over the weekend. I had someone very, very gracious email me and pledge a fair amount of money. They're like, listen, when the Kickstarter starts, send me the link. I want to support your book and I want to support you and I want to support the animals. Because, you know, everything I do is for the animals. It just gives me more funds, more availability in a lot of different ways to help, you know, animal causes. What I do hopefully is raising awareness with animals, putting the public in deeper relationship with the animals, and that consciousness will hopefully spur you all to do better for animals. That's the whole reason. I almost fell over when I was like, okay, well, let's talk about that. Why did I do that? I don't even know why I did that, because yes, of course, it's for me, and yes, of course, it's for you, but it's all for the animals, and we are the animals. And I know it sounds like I'm going in circles, y'all, but it really is that whole circular thing that is going on right now. That's just such a lesson about what goes around comes around, and it's a continuation. Everything is eternal. The wheel just keeps spinning. It's craziness. So White Buffalo, as the Ace of Pentacles, has come to tell you, just accept it. Just, I don't care if it's a stick of gum. I don't care if it's one Tic Tac or it's $10,000 or a house or this or that. Just take it. And so the other thing that is coming is I don't remember what reading this was, but I think it was like within the last week or whatever. It was about identity, and it was about knowing who you are and not being afraid to show who you really are. Y'all, I got so many emails. That resonated so much with people because they've been hiding their woo-woo self. They've been hiding that they're, you know, they read cards, or they do psychic work, or they take mediumship classes, or they get messages, or whatever, right? Okay. Listen to this. Okay. White Buffalo is named White Buffalo in my deck because that's what most people associate those animals with. But they're not buffalo. They're bison. They're actually American bison, plains bison, as a matter of fact. But most people don't know that. So I just went ahead and I put buffalo in there anyway, knowing that the bison would forgive me. And even though that bison and the old world European buffalo and the buffalo that they have in Asia, they don't really totally look similar. That is where bison got their name, is when the settlers came over from Europe. They thought they looked like the old world buffalo. So they just started calling them buffalo, and then it just kind of fell out from there. So there is something about your identity, about being true to your identity, and understanding that you don't necessarily have to correct it if someone doesn't get it right. You can if you want, and you don't have to hide it. You can if you want, but it's not, it's almost like it doesn't even matter. You know who you are. I feel very confident. I feel very, very confident that buffalo, bison, they don't care. They don't care what you call them. They just care that you're kind to them, right? And so it's kind of even something along those lines. So if you've been struggling with an identity thing, don't struggle. Just take it from the buffalo, the bison. They have no need to explain themselves to anybody, and you don't have any need to explain yourself to anybody, even yourself. So all of that being said, also when you take a look at the Ace of Pentacles, it is, you know, Pentacles, they're the 5, earth, air, fire, water, spirit. And that's when you're talking about getting into a flow of a with the divine. And you're talking about this, you know, the Ace of Pentacles at the end of the day is like getting a green light to do whatever it is that you want. And it's like, no matter what you choose, it's a welcome invitation. You know, it's like, here's your invitation. Welcome, come on board. And it's about prosperity, but it's about any kind of prosperity that you want. It is about your connection with the divine and trusting that the divine is going to lead you, trusting that you're going to come into the path of teachers and guides and mentors and masters that are going to help you accelerate your path. Because that's the other thing, y'all. I don't know if you remember, but I have had opportunity to meet a bison, a buffalo, right straight up. There he is. Me and Cowboy, the buffalo, the bison. And they can boogie. I mean, those puppies can run. And I got chased because we were feeding Cowboy apple slices, and when we ran out of apple slices, he acted like a 2-year-old and threw a tantrum. And we were for the fence. It wasn't funny then. It's very funny about 20 seconds after the fact. But there are I don't know if you know this, but there are signs in Yellowstone National Park that tell you how far away to stay. And it says flat out, because they can run faster than you can. Well, it says they can sprint faster than you can run. You will outlast them if you can get away from them, but they will mow you over. They are that fast. So there's something about, because when I was getting the messages, my heart started beating really fast, and I felt like I wanted to lurch forward and just run. Now, Bernadette doesn't run. I didn't run when I was a kid. I don't run now. It's not a pretty sight. So I just stay away from it. And, but I did feel like I wanted to get up and run all around my block as fast as I could. So I know whatever this is that you're wanting to start, whatever this is, like when you heard the word, you've got a green light from spirit, whatever this is, go toward it. Now, the other thing that it's important to note is that this is a white animal, and white has for I don't even know how many thousands and thousands of years been associated with the divine. White angels, heaven in the clouds and everything up there, the pearly gates, it's all white. And that's great and everything, but I do feel like times are changing. And so you heard it here first. I will always, as a reader, associate that when I see a white animal, an all white animal, I will associate it with that symbolism. But I love color. And if I see a solid black cat, or I see a solid orange cat, or I see a gray whale, or I see it's about the solid color for me and what the color symbolism is. But any color can be a divine color. You can always have that connection to the divine. I don't know that there's anything more pure about the color white than there is the solid color purple, or the solid color black, or the solid color red. If it's pure, it's pure. That's it. And that's the word I'm looking for. If it's pure, period. So, when you are, and the other thing I was told to tell you guys, it's so important. Oh my gosh, I almost missed this because I was about to wrap up, but I almost missed this. The hump that you see in a bison, that big old, like, you know, some of us might associate it with the quote unquote widow's hump that women can get when they get older. For a bison, that is a solid piece of muscle. Can you imagine how big that muscle is? But the reason they have it is so they can put their horns down and they can dig through the snow. They can, they can do that because they can, my God, they're like a forklift. They can move probably a house. And so there's something about you making sure that you've got enough muscle. I saw it as backbone. So making sure you've got a strong enough backbone to put your head down and move out of the way, whatever you want to move out of the way. And if you have something that you already know, like a person, a place, a thing, a job, or whatever, something inside of yourself, a really, really strong visualization would be for you to just sit and imagine that you have a bison head and you've got that muscle in, and you can even do the physical action, like you could do it with your eyes open, you could do it with your eyes closed, and just visualize whatever that is that you want to move out of your way, standing in front of you, and do the physical action of moving it and tossing it, because that's what they do. If y'all ain't never seen them toss, y'all never seen them toss something, man, they toss a Volkswagen. I've never seen that done, but I feel confident they could toss a Volkswagen. There's got to be something like that on YouTube somewhere. So I hope all that is helpful. Please, please, please remember my Kickstarter begins April 1st. I've pledged at least $5,000 of the profits to support animal charities that work for the prevention of cruelty to animals. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Join gatheringofmystics.com and just come on and get all involved with your animal spirit guides. They're waiting for you, and they love you, and they want you to work with them. So, as always, what do? We do good for animals, and we stay wild.